let's look into all the different things you can do with text. So I'm just going to grab a blank Instagram post. I'll search for some June, hello June, something cute, to get us started. And then I'm going to go under text. So right here is kind of your cheat sheet for doing text. Right here I can add a heading, a subheading, or a little bit of body text. Just by clicking on it, it will pop up on the page, and then I can edit it from there. I can see what I've recently used, but also font combinations. So there's a lot of different things you can do with fonts and effects and animations on here. And font combinations kind of gets you started. So I can kind of just look through this. See, I have this glow. It's kind of going to tell me what it uses here. If I wanted to know. But if you didn't really want to create something from scratch, you could kind of just look through here and be like, ooh, this looks really cool. This fits my theme, and kind of just see if anything works for you. And then, you know, you're just changing the words and you're good to go. So that's an option, probably your easiest option. Something else you can do here is you can just search. So say I was looking for, you know, Halloween, I wanted to do something so I could maybe type in scary. And it's going to come up with a bunch of fonts that, you know, Butcherman, Caps, Jeepers, a bunch of scary looking fonts that I can use. So, because sometimes if we're here and we do this, and then all of a sudden we just start scrolling through, there are so many fonts, which if that's something that you like to do, you like picking out your fonts, then by all means do that. You can kind of just look through, just scroll through, and the fonts show up just like how they would show up there. To find what you want, you're just going to be avoiding the yellow crown because that's for Pro, unless you have Pro. But I think doing this kind of just helps. You kind of get a jump start on maybe some fonts that would work with what you want. Okay, so that's the text and kind of what you can do with the text right here. Now, when we're actually in here, I just want to show you what you can edit and personalize if you really want to get into this. So we have fonts here where you can change. And see, I can even search in here if I kind of wanted for some calligraphy looking ones. Here's, you know, where I can change the size. Here's where I can change the color. So a couple things, again, with color. You can have, I have my Allen Tate colors right here that you can save right up here to always show up. You have your photo colors, so anytime you want to coordinate something, match it with the colors, any photo colors will show up here, as well as document colors and some default colors. And then I can always add another one completely from scratch if I'm thinking, oh no, I wanted purple, I'd bring this bar over here, and then I can kind of explore the different purples I have. Or here, you know, pick a color from the design. If I wasn't sure, you know, maybe which blue I wanted to use, I could do this and then, you know, pick that color, that color. Keep it the same. Then bold and italicize are here, but not all fonts let you bold or italicize. So if it comes up like it does here, this font doesn't allow me to do that. Your alignment to center, right, left, making a list with your bullet points. This is going to be letter spacing. So here we go. I can really widen things out, or I can make them a little scrunchy if I wanted to. Your line spacing, and then anchoring the text box. And then before I get to effects and animate, I can always copy a style. So if I say copy style, I wanted to copy this one, I move over here, and there we go, we copied that style. So just an easy way to, you know, keep all your fonts the same is using that. It's like a paintbrush. Here's my uppercase, and then underlining is here as well as this is where I can connect a link on here. So that's kind of what you got there. And then if I click on this, there's an effects and animate option. So really, there's a bunch of different styles that I can do. So I'm going to zoom up a little bit and just kind of go through. There's a shadow effect, and all your options are going to show up underneath here. If I wanted, you know, a different color, shadow, there we go. I could do that. It really depends how much you want to get into this that you could, you know, really dive in there. This kind of just puts an aura around it, hollows out. I can change the thickness. Splice is fun. Get that, you know, really that neon color going. Echo is kind of similar to shadow, but, you know, just an after effect. The glitch gives you two different coloration options to go for. Neon. And then you'll notice also some of them have the ability to kind of curve. And then I can even say how much of a curve I want. So really your options are going to come over here. Look at what your options have when you're doing it, and you can kind of play around with that. So that's your different effects. And then there's also animation. So there's ways that you can have this pop up, fade in, you know, scroll over, breathe out. So you can kind of see, you'll see a lot of the options if you want to get a little more invested are Canva Pro, but they have a lot of just basic ones that don't need Canva Pro if you just go with the basic setting here. And so this basically just means how this would pop on, which it's very cute to do that if you're doing, say, Instagram posts or Facebook posts, kind of just draws people's attention if something's, you know, sliding in and not just always on there as a static picture. This kind of makes it more dynamic. And so that's a bunch of the different things that you can do with text in Canva.